China's economy is in recession, fewer people are going to restaurants to eat, and many restaurants have closed. The lobster shop's business was terrible and it couldn't pay the rent, so the owner destroyed the shop late at night. In this video, we look at a new industry recently emerging in mainland China: youth nursing homes, places for young people to lie flat. What is going on? Let's first look at the current state of the Chinese economy. The economy is in a downturn and the restaurant business is sluggish. Many restaurants have closed just a few months after opening. All industries are in a recession and ordinary people dare not spend money even if they have it. Everyone is trying to save money. From the grassroots to the middle class, everyone is pessimistic about the future and is lying flat. On August 4th, a well-known Chinese analyst forwarded his friend's article. This friend said he had been back for half a month and attended more than 20 dinner parties, but almost everyone at each dinner party was dissatisfied with the current situation and was waiting to die. This friend also said he had a bad overall feeling when returning to Guangzhou this time. He met many friends these days, including high-level system leaders, department heads of famous universities, executives of high-tech companies and media, chairpersons of large companies, and people doing well in other industries. But everyone is exhausted physically and mentally and has a serious mentality of lying flat. Many people asked him about the path to immigrate abroad. He also said that nowadays many bosses have laid off most of their company's employees and are wholly laid flat, and the golf course has become the best place for them to spend their time. This friend said that when he took an online taxi several times, the driver either did not say a word or kept sighing. In the closed car, the atmosphere was very depressing. He sighed, working more than 10 hours daily. Even an Iron Man can't stand it. This man's feelings on his return to Guangzhou can also be described as helpless, a description of the reality of Chinese society. In the past few decades, Guangzhou has become the most active city in China regarding private economy, and it's not difficult to imagine other cities like Guangzhou. The middle class in Guangzhou sees no hope, and the middle class in other regions is also depressed. Lu Bin, a Huagu opera actor from Yiyang City, Hunan Province, said that he has several wealthy middle-class people around him, all of whom are full of complaints. They complain that now they don't work, don't invest, and don't open shops. They save money, eat and drink slowly, and wait to grow old. Because as long as they take action to invest, they will lose money. There are too many traps now, and people are angry and resentful. The middle class is lying low, and young people are even more overwhelmed by mortgages, car loans, or daily expenses, and they want to find a place to slow down and relax. Therefore, youth nursing homes have recently appeared in many places in China. A youth nursing home is different from a traditional nursing home. There are no medical facilities or nurses in it. It's more like a homestay and a spiritual rest station. Young people here sometimes hold activities such as farming and watching movies. Young people do not turn on their mobile phones or use computers. Their lives are very simple. The fees for youth nursing homes vary depending on the region and planned activities. For example, in Guangzhou and Chengdu, the monthly payment is US $167, including food and accommodation. One in Hebei charges US $500 monthly, and some charge by the week. A youth nursing home opened in the suburbs of Suzhou last month, offering a one-week stay for $70. The person in charge, surnamed Shu, said that when the house was still offering reservations, hundreds of people had already expressed their desire to move in. A year ago, he rented a house in the mountains as a coffee studio and later converted it into a youth nursing home, calling on young people to return to the mountains to retire. Youth nursing homes are popping up all over China. A 30-year-old woman in the mountains opened one in Henan.
大家好，我就是那个在大山里面开青年养老院的燕子。
Hello everyone, I am Yan Ze, and I opened a youth nursing home in the mountains. I retired early at 30 and spent all my savings to devote myself to this mountain. Initially, my parents did not support it, my friends did not understand, and there were various voices on the internet. After half a year of hard work, we built a fish pond, raised some pigs and hundreds of chickens, and our dam is about to be built. In the future, we can dive, swim, camp and barbecue here. I also have a cute little little donkey. After waking up daily, I feed the fish and cook for everyone. This place is far away from the hustle and bustle of the city. There is no fierce competition in the workplace, and there is no urge to get married or have children. In October 2022, a man named Lu built China's first youth nursing home in Yunnan. He told VOA that the youth nursing home is limited to people aged 18 to 45 with work experience. Most current residents are freelancers or young people who have encountered bottlenecks in their work in life and want to start again after a break. After leaving the youth nursing home, most people have changed mentality, which makes them perform better in socializing, learning, or work.
在2022年的10月份
I let in young people who want to rest and enjoy a free spiritual life in such an environment. Surrounded by mountains and rivers, the surrounding villagers are very simple. Most people who stay here were born in the 1990s, and some were born in the 2000s and 1980s. There are more artists and office workers. We do not accept people over 45 years old, and we do not accept people who have never worked. The fee in the off-season is $209. This was formerly a school dormitory. We spent $62,800 to transform it into 12 rooms on 2 floors.
改造出来了12间房。
The rise in youth nursing homes reflects the current state of China's economy. A large amount of foreign capital has been withdrawing from China, many factories have closed down, all industries are in recession, and the catering industry has also seen a wave of closures. The latest data from China's National Bureau of Statistics shows that nearly 460,000 catering companies were deregistered or had their operating licenses revoked in the first quarter of this year, a 230% increase from last year. In March alone, 180,000 catering stores closed down. Some people in the catering industry lamented that business is becoming increasingly difficult. A video circulated online showed a restaurant in Danyang City, Jiangsu Province having poor business and unable to pay the rent. The owner mentally broke down and smashed his restaurant late at night. The incident happened late at night on July 22nd last year outside a seafood restaurant in Danyang City. The ground was full of broken tables and chairs and cutlery. A man kept moving tables and chairs and throwing them on the ground. It turned out that the man was the restaurant's owner. Later, someone reported the incident to the police. After several police officers arrived at the scene, the boss complained bitterly and shouted excitedly, "I have tried my best, but the situation is getting worse and worse. I can no longer provide a basic living for my family." After the footage was exposed, many netizens expressed their sympathy. If you don't do it, you have no money. If you do it, no one will come to eat. It's painful to think about it. You can imagine the hardships of the lower class in society. The owner of a restaurant that opened in July last year cried, "I invested $126,000 to open this restaurant last year. Business was good at the beginning, but it gradually declined after September. I made it to when the Chinese New Year was almost over. I thought many people would gather before the Chinese New Year and business would pick up. However, now I can only make about $280 a day. I can't make it any longer. I want to give up, but I'm unwilling to do so." Due to the economic downturn, many people have lost their jobs and fewer go to restaurants. Let's look at this restaurant, which closed just 3 months after it opened.
这是我花了100多万开的串串店。
I spent $140,000 to open this restaurant, but unfortunately it's closing in less than 3 months. Many people advised me not to open this kebab store, but I did it anyway. I only saw other people making a lot of money, and I didn't think that I would fail. I spent $60,000 to $70,000 renovating the store and buying equipment. At that time, I thought every day that it would be enough to earn $4,000 to $5,000 a month, not to say a lot. However, after I started the business, the daily profit was insufficient to pay the rent. The highest turnover was less than $280 a day, and I had to hire more than 10 employees. I wanted to sell the store, but no one took it over for a long time, so I finally ended it today.
老板看着这一切，低沉地跟我说：“我是再也不做餐饮了。”
China's economy is in a downturn, and even Shanghai is in recession, with many stores in busy neighborhoods shutting down. A netizen posted a video saying that the street near their company, which used to be very busy, now has only 3 or 4 stores left, and the rest are all closed. She said that in 2022, when the outbreak in Shanghai was first lifted, many restaurants on the street were still open. Last year, she returned to the street and found that about 80% of the stores had closed. In March of this year, she and her colleagues came here to buy milk tea and suddenly realized that the fitness studio had also closed. Only 3 stores are selling drinks on this street, and all the other restaurants have closed. Some stores have been empty for over a year, almost 2 years, and still have not been rented out. She told her colleagues that if these stores were reopened before our company, the economy might recover and our wages could be increased, but we do not know when this will happen. The restaurant industry is in recession because the income of Chinese residents has dropped. Many people cannot find jobs and have lost their source of income, thus scrimping on food and clothing. Ms. Liu, a resident of Shandong, told Radio Free Asia, "All industries are in recession, the outlook is not particularly good, and the people are afraid to spend money when they have it, so they have no choice but to do so. So the consumption pattern of the people has changed. They don't see hope and they don't see the future, but they have to maintain their normal expenses, and when they spend money, they have to make comparisons. They have to create budgets such as how much they want to spend for their children's education, how much they want to spend on living expenses, how much they want to spend on themselves or their illnesses, etc.," she said. Recently, a Chinese social networking platform has been flooded with various money-saving guides, among which articles such as "It's severe, everyone should start saving money" have been read more than 100,000 times. According to a domestic survey, among the 2,200 young people they surveyed, the proportion of those who have the habit of saving money every month is highest among those born after 1990, who are the main force in the workplace at 42%. Those born after 1995, all young people in their 20s, have the habit of saving money at a rate of 41%. In January this year, China's household deposits increased by $865 billion, setting a record high for the same period in history. This situation occurred because young people lost confidence and could not see hope. Many people were making the worst-case scenario plans and desperately saving money to cope with unknown risks in the future. The following netizen talked about her experience and explained why we should save money. Why do we let people save money even if it's only $50 or $60 monthly? If you save money every month, it's beneficial. Let me tell you a true story from my own experience. When I got married, a relative told me I should put aside $70 a month as a mandatory savings, and whatever I do with this money, I should not touch it. I did what he told me to do, and even though I didn't think $70 could do anything, I did it and saved $840 a year. I remember very clearly that the following year I had a son, and my husband could only earn about $260 a month. When we had a baby, we had to spend a lot of money on formula, and we didn't have enough money, so I took the $840 out, which helped us get through a difficult time. However, I didn't save any more money after that. More than 10 years have passed, and I regret it very much. If I had kept saving $840 a year for 10 years, that would have been $8,400, and I would have had $14,000 in savings. That's all for today. If you like our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share it with your friends. We appreciate your support. See you next time.